Let there be peace and love. Welcome to Satsang. One is always taken by surprise. Let it be for enlightenment. Let it be for samsara. That's why it is said, even though it looks not comprehensible, to be vigilant up to the last breath. In the Ramayana there is a beautiful story of the golden deer, which was not conceived, desired to, it's the story of Rama and Sita. To Sita, it was not conceived, and yet a golden deer appeared. Samsara appeared. And samsara means multiplication. While freedom is reduction of multiplication till one realizes I am alone, the self. The self alone exists. That story also of Krishna and his disciple, they were wandering with a little hot lota of empty pot of where the disciple, at the demand of Krishna, went to the river to fill it with water. He has been taken by surprise, yet the lota, the pot, in his hand, and not even having touched the water of the river, he had a full vision, a full life. A samsara. If you suffer in that, it's samsara. If you know it's samsara, where are you? You are not in the samsara. It's just the wave of the ocean. So be vigilant not to control or try to make the samsara disappear, but be vigilant to know what's going on. That's awareness. You are aware of what's going on. What is always there is the awareness. It's not what's going on, it goes on changing. That's all I have to say. You can continue the scriptures yourself. If anything is still unclear or you still like to hear, please ask, please ask. It's a subject that I like very much.
A relationship with a person can become so troublesome that all peace is gone.
That's called samsara. That is the samsara.
But
And
even with a person who is so called sannyasin and very holy and whatever, they are the most difficult.
yeah, I agree with you. You know, whatever name you put, worldly or sannyasin or holy, it's still a name. And there is still a relation with two persons. So it can be the expression of the self as it is in reality, but if you take it differently, it is full samsara. Let it be with a saint. Yeah, good remark. So don't expect anything from relation. You can live it on the spot, experience it. Don't expect anything. Yeah.
You said if you know you're in samsara, you're not in samsara. Can you expound on that?
It looks like if you know something, are you that thing? No. So have no doubt about it. If you know something, you are not that. But who are you? You are that you cannot catch and know, otherwise you make it again an object of your knowing. So you are not it. Hmm? Yeah. One is always oneself. It just confuses through wrong knowledge or through ignorance or habit. He confuses himself for what is moving, for what is changing, for what is presented or experienced. You see? But what is there who is aware of that waking state where everything happens, looks like, or in the dream, or even in the sleep where nothing happens. Still, there must be something which is the same in all states. To be aware that there is such a thing as a sleep state also. So that you are, that direction. And that, you see, if you honor if in the sense of when you realize that your true nature is that, then the pleasures and the suffering, they may still appear, but they don't root themselves. There is nothing to root on. In that way, it is said, the misery disappears. One has to hear it again and again and again, till one day it's no more again. But till that moment has not happened, love that direction, remind yourself, here again, because you see the mind is not trustable. It's not because you understood once that you will understand forever. So to break the so-called power of habits, you see, the mind is such that even for those who have been on this path for a long time, in the end it is formed a bubble of samsara also, of the world in a certain frame of spirituality, of the search. And so one gets asleep again. So hear it fresh. Remind yourself fresh. I decided I dedicate this birth for this. For this. So that the bubbles, they just explode as soon as they are created. when you, before going to sleep, many of you open a book to learn something or to be inspired. Here it's also an open book. You can, but you just have to ask. That's the difference. I also understand that silence is important because the world will not give much of silent space. But let it be not circumstantial. Try to wish the ultimate, which has no cause, doesn't depend on circumstances.
Ganga.
Yeah.
There's an obsession with the click, and when I see it, when I see the obsession or the thoughts or the expectation come, I try not to touch it.
And where do you click then? When I say a click, it's not a person who will click.
Yeah, I have taken this word click.
Yeah, but then forget it and just don't touch any thought. Let it be that one. Where are you left? Tell me.
But isn't this obsession with the click
You are
the
really
fire?
obsessed, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it what you said?
Isn't the obsession with the click? Isn't this the fire? Isn't this the drive? Isn't this what
Yeah, but
brings
the
me here?
fire is as a goal. Now, if it reaches the goal, you prefer the fire or the goal? The fire was to realize.
Yeah.
Now you can realize, because the fire brought up to you up to there, but you prefer the fire.
I have taken the word click. I don't understand what it means. It's just a word. So in a way, there's no expectation with it. But there is still, it's a
Yeah, but
something.
you don't understand me.
No.
Okay. You speak of the fire, yeah?
Yeah.
You need extreme fire, it's true. You need a fire which is unique, alone. Not towards object, but towards to make what's already there suddenly revealed itself, realized, yeah? Okay. So it has a goal, that fire.
Yeah.
So when the fire reaches you up to the ultimate edge, and you hear that you just drop the fire now, you drop the click, where would you be now? I mean that. You see, many words, many other means will be used to shaken one who seeks. Because after all, it's to shake up from sleep, from ignorance. So, don't start to like the means. They are meant to shake you, to wake you up to your own self, which will not be seen, which will not be experienced, which is always there exactly because it has no form, it has no beginning. So the role of satsang is to make you acknowledge is not a good word, and yet I would use it. It's not a good word, yet I use to make you acknowledge what is always there, but you are unaware of it because the world never pointed it out as essential. Like that.
I want to say something. I think the tears come because I see the loop. I see we have this exchange, and then at some point I'm back in the loop, and there's this.
And you know that the loop will make you sick again.
Yeah.
You know it.
Mm.
So why do you take it? I bring you at prior to the loop, where the loops rise and where they disappear. I just ask you to acknowledge and keeping quiet there. This is it.
Yeah. What I see happening is you throw me somewhere, and then immediately I tries to take it, tries to immediately.
I know, but immediately you are vigilant not to do this ancestral habit again.
Yeah.
But at least now you know the direction. So again and again, even if you feel like failing, you know very well the direction. So you will be quicker and quicker vigilant, not to take at least the next very quick, as you say, the next very quick rising. Don't take it. Like this you will break the power, so-called power, of these loops, of this hooking at the loops. I mean. Loops will always appear, don't worry. It's the hooking. Hooking can disappear. When you understand that that makes you search, that makes you suffer after all.
And from where the loop is seen,
You keep quiet there. Nice.
Ganga. Hi. So, to this topic, the mind thinks, or I think, that the pain and all is arising maybe in the body or so, but it's just in the consciousness. It's not really the pain in the body. If I feel a pain, and if I really look exactly, then it's not in the body, it's just in the consciousness.
And what do you mean by consciousness? Because we have all different meanings.
Yeah, and the pain is not
No,
really
I understand.
Yeah.
But consciousness, what do you mean?
in the consciousness. I am conscious.
Okay.
And where
So in
I-
the manifestation,
The manifestation
in the vast.
just arises in the
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was really for me also a very good example of, and I could really see it, so that it's just something arises, and then and I'm conscious, and then it goes away. But if I hook on, then it's reality, but it's still just in the nothing or whatever. Yes. Thank you very much.
Ganga.
Yes.
Yes, but when by surprise, when this
Sorry.
by surprise,
Yeah, by surprise.
when this more, I call it delicate
Yeah.
energy appears,
Yeah.
and it looks like it doesn't depend even on my attention, because
Yeah.
it appears, disappears, and then it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah. By surprise. Yeah.
yes. But how to make more space to be like more?
You have not to make space. You just see it. The space is already created. You see it. You can describe it.
Yes.
So I can describe this beautiful yellow flower. Do you see it?
Yes.
Am I it? Am I the flower?
Yes and no, because sometimes it's like
Yeah. But let's.
yes, you are not. Okay.
Okay. So you see, in fact, you look, you see what's going on, and you will somehow just keep quiet in this awareness the moment you are troubled, probably, or the moment the pleasure goes. And the most important is to know that is the real nature of things. It's always there. So all those are play, expression, creation, and its nature is depending on what is beyond the concept of is and is not. So there is no control on this manifestation, sure. That's why it is not by controlling it more in the way of I have to detach myself or I have to do such and such transforming. It will not be this way, you see, because then you are always the doer. It is by realizing, saying that the one who sees actually is not what he sees, even though it may look like my envelope, my body. Okay, but I am not it. You see, to be, to see that. It is not by stopping the actions or by stopping whatever in this samsara that you will realize easier. One thing is true, it's not a crowded mind, a most complicated life that will help. That's sure. Because you need some space to be caught by that something else, by that, to understand what is meant by the reality of the self. You see, some space has to be there. And more than that, it develops fire, attraction more and more, which burns the so-called hindrances. Yeah, so it is not being the doer which can change dresses. I was the doer in the world, now I'm a doer in the spiritual world. It will not help. It does help and it doesn't help, doesn't not help. It does help to use the word, it's not this, it's not that. It doesn't help for realization.
There's something what changed, what I want to express.
Yeah.
And before it was like there are two directions.
Yeah.
And like not going in this direction, go in this direction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's somehow changed. It's not like, it's just like now to negate everything
Yeah.
and then not, then what,
Doesn't create necessarily two. Yeah.
yeah, and what stays is what I am. And not then I still have to go to take away to the self.
Very nice. You are already the self, that's right. You have not to go to the self. Great.
It's really, yeah. And there's not so much effort anymore. There's effort to negate,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
to be vigilant, and to see what I'm not, but
Yeah.
not effort to search, to go for myself.
Very good.
Ganga, the hooking itself is pain and suffering. So why do I do that?
It gives a sense of existence, and since the creation, your creation, it has been said that's the reality, that you hook at it. But you are right. So now you may understand or appreciate what satsang says. Don't hook, it's a suffering. And of course, there is an amount of guts you need, because if you don't hook, can you be somebody? But satsang gives this peace, the direction of, don't worry, this is what you are. This is what you are. You cannot lose it. You cannot add anything to it. All the rest is apparent. Apparent. From here.
So it's all ego, the hooking.
Ego
Personality.
or a consciousness, if you like, even consciousness.
What?
Ego means the individual I, or
Yeah.
even the cosmic I. Yes. When there is I plus a quality, it's I too much. If there is an expression of I without the belief that this expression is it, no problem. Where I hook, yes, it's arising. So from where could you see that? Don't try to look. once you know the direction, you see, of where you always are, and that this is it, just trust it. Don't search for it anymore. Go back there in case the experience to be away is still strong. But you know the direction now. And this is essential. So, again. Doesn't. If you don't know the direction, you have to ask, where shall I go? Was it why? What is it? Which hindrance? How? Whatever. You have to shake this so-called platform where you are crystallized. If you know the direction, you can still ask questions, but go back again, whenever it occurs to you.
This might be a stupid question. Is there a reason why we have to go through this suffering to be awakened?
You have to go where?
And through the suffering, through this journey?
But generally, yeah, it's the suffering which makes us search. Absolutely. So there are exceptions, but they are less frequent. Yeah.
Is there a reason why we're not all just awakened?
But we are awakened. But one, for some reason, as I expressed now, loves the suffering too, because it gives a sense of, as an individual, I exist. It's strange enough, but it's like that. Because suffering gives also some pleasure sometimes, don't forget. It's a total illusory thing, you see.
When I stay from where, when I stay from where things arise, then I see that this bubble, they, as you said, explode as they arise.
Yeah.
I still feel that it can be conditioned with my states of minds, with my state of minds.
What is conditioned? The bubble?
No, wait. When I stay from where I am,
Yeah.
I see that these bubbles that created,
Yeah.
they explode at the moment. I still feel, how to say it,
That it should not happen.
No, I still feel it's about the vigilance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see the vigilance here, it's a natural awareness, because, as I said in the beginning, the samsara can always have some grip.
And this is why I said I feel it's have to do with the states of mind, because in some states of mind I can more be willing to grasp.
Yeah, in some states of mind you grasp, sure. But then you have the wisdom that you know what's going on, okay? Or to just stop it if you see that the multiplication becomes mad to you, or it's enough. You just stop. that's why you see it's recommended to have the right company. That means the company who also has a love for that or appreciate highly that. Or the companions can be persons, can be books, can be talk, can be this and that. In that direction always, you see. I will read, I hope I find it back. There is in Yoga Vashishta exactly one very small shloka. Looking on that, let me see. It will not be easy to find probably. Who knows? Yeah, I read it already. Not a day should be spent in a place which does not possess the tree of a wise knower of thought with its good food and cool shade. You see, because that manifestation can appear as genuine, but sometimes as samsara. We never know. We never know. Freed or not. The sages are to be approached even if they do not teach, because they remind you, they remind you of what you want to be yourself. I may skip this sentence, but it's still very nice, why not? Even their talks in a light vein contain wisdom. Even their talks in a light vein, mundane talks, superficial talks, contain wisdom. You take it or not, it's up to you to chew it.
When you say direction, everything, I feel, everything has direction.
Yes.
But not that.
Because you are it.
So
you are already it. You don't need to reach there. You are it. And from there you can see that everything has a direction. Right. Right. Don't think more now. Just keep quiet there. Every sentence then will be wise. You will not know what it is. You will not feel it. You will not experience it. What a luck. Otherwise you lose it. That is meant by I am that. Yeah.
And you say that sometimes we just need to ask questions.
Yes.
And when there's already questions, where do you direct the question to?
To the one who asked. maybe it reaches prior to that, the answer. Yeah.
I have a question about that because I don't have questions usually.
Okay.
If I have a question, I go back to the state of presence and there's no question there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, is that a slight deception of the ego, thinking it has no question? Because I feel I still go back and forth to that state of presence. So I'm thinking, if there,
So there is a question there. Why don't you ask, I feel I am going in and out? It's a question, no? How come you feel I am in and out after all?
okay,
Sure, it's a question. It's a very important question.
yeah,
Because you are never it yet.
yeah,
This state of presence, you express it very well. It's a state. And because of that is taken for real, because it's taken for real, and it's fake, it's an illusion, so you are in and out, because it's part of the pendulum, you see. This is activity, let's say, trouble, whatever. This is the state of presence. But they are bound together. They are of the same unsubstantial nature. It's not what you are. Can you take that?
it's a shift.
Okay. So if you can see that those two are states, from where can you see that? Good. Better. Otherwise you will make a mistake.
I did negation about this body and mind. It was very simple and very easy. I mean, it was not dramatic or something like this. But then, after I was just so, it was not able to catching anything in the body or in the mind. So I was left with myself, but it was something dying process or something like this. But it was what Ramana did it when he was very young, and it was very playful and nice. I mean, to do this, and I was left with myself what was no meaning. I mean, it was without any meaning of anything. I mean, I was not able to think about this. I just wanted to share.
And now where it is?
It's here. So after it's looking like I don't need to do anything for it.
Yeah. Right. So continue. Yeah, you. Yeah.
So, and it's very nice to hear you, and I really hear
You hear yourself.
very, very happy.
Yeah.
Ganga, if I understood it correct in the book of Papaji, there I understood it like this, that he has self-realized, very deep enlightened or whatever, and then he wrote, why I have still to suffer. I understood this like this. He is, if you are self-realized, and then is there still a suffering?
In the body,
In the
or
body
in
for
the
sure.
emotional heart,
Yes.
then what? Otherwise it would die.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is not under control.
Yeah.
You see, after unplugging the fan, it's not up to anybody that it turns or not.
Yeah.
But actually, there is no body
Yes.
taken for real. Also. That's what is not understood and is not appealing for those who search. Because the image, the concept we have of enlightenment is there is no misery. Right, there is no misery. But the body can still suffer. And you can have a heart broken, but it will not be a drama of life. It's just a strong punch or pinch, whatever, at the moment, and it will dissolve. It's like that.
Okay. Yes. On Friday it was like this, that I had such a strong, not feeling. It was just that I had to go here. It was so strong, and then I was here, and it was just freedom and peace. And then I was talking with many people, and it was just talking, and then I was the observer, and it was talking, blah blah blah.
Be careful, in some time there will be a chai with blah blah blah. And what happened to you?
And then I just saw it can talk, and it doesn't matter, I'm just here, and it doesn't affect me. And then I thought, okay, maybe this is me. But today I realized, no, it was just an appearance, and I'm the one who was aware of this. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, that's better, yeah.
Yes, I thought it's better. Thank you.
Brahman. But you can do it yourself now.
I did. There's this movie about Buddha
Uh-huh.
where he's sitting under the tree and then he's attacked by Samsara. And the mind is, and it's the picture is like the sky is just filled with arrows coming towards him.
And many beautiful dancers too. No?
But the body,
Many beautiful dancers
Yeah,
too.
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and then
so all these arrows, it's the thoughts, the mind always attacking you. Me. Yeah, the mind is always.
yeah.
Because I think I'm the body, the mind can, so I have to.
No, you don't think that you are the body.
Until now, I think.
Yeah, but I speak to you
Yeah.
now. Yeah, those images, everybody loves those images and all that, but you see, it's the image of yourself when you realize the mind will come. The mind will come with all what you prefer even and all what you hate. It's just that this time I'm totally determined. I know, I heard, it's unsubstantial, it has no reality. I'm not going to look at it. It's not just stories. They are stories because it is exactly what will happen to everyone. So you cannot prepare your mind. I'm so sober and so this and so that. I will slowly melt into myself. No. No.
I love you so much, Ganga. you say that it's not going to happen like slowly the mind will become quiet and melting. But at the same time, like Papaji, for many years he had his mind completely focused only on Krishna. And you said yourself that for years your mind was very quiet. And the Buddha, he spent 7 years having his mind completely focused in his practices.
Yeah.
So it looked like...
Yeah, but wait. It's right. This is the sadhana. This is the discipline of self-inquiry that one wants to make and makes it. And it will go into that direction. But don't worry. When your mind is quietened, a golden deer will come. Because he likes only quiet mind. And then you have to apply the wisdom you accumulated and swallowed during those quiet years.
So it is like that, like your mind becomes more and more quiet. Then you have a final challenge, like Jesus during the 40 days of the desert, or like Buddha at the bottom of the tree. And then you awaken. So there is some kind of progression.
Of course, in time, there is a path. In reality, there is no path. Sure. But you see the 40 days or the split second of dance of Buddha, it can also last few years. I mean, it's not that there is a rule and it has to be like this. Yet, if you like a general picture, don't be fixed on certain amount of time for this and then for that. The self is wild also. Surely it's like that. That's why I insist. I don't touch the exceptions. They don't need me. To which word should I say? To get a solid background. A solid background. What do I mean by that? Come to satsang. Clear up your mind. Let you be clear enough. You don't know how, but through association. Have a strong background of wisdom, that the wisdom spontaneously rise to help you when needed. And for that, you need a few years. Traditionally, it was 12 years, a few years. And again, I don't confine it into rules. It has to be like that. Yet there is a truth in it. You need a solid background because your mind is solid, looks full of power still. You need as much power, even more. You have to acquire to totally so much trust. This is the right direction. This is it. And, to make your life breathe by that then you will never be lost.
So it looked to me that I should still work on removing all distraction possible, because I don't have this wisdom and then I forget when I have distraction. When if I do only this, I don't forget. And like for you, you were for 10 years or 15 years with Papaji in India and there were no distraction. It was this constantly.
He would not have allowed me anyway, anywhere.
When now we live in a world where there is Facebook, internet and movies and so many things that take...
I tell you, do self-inquiry. Self-inquiry. If you like, help yourself with mantras that you know, I think, no? And things like that. Take everything which reminds you, and then After some time, you ask me also. Maybe you will have to ask something because you experience something. Things like that. Sure, of course. Of course.
So it's good to try as much as possible to remove distractions, if possible.
Yeah, and even better, know what you are doing. Know it touches what. It belongs to the body. It belongs to this. You see, do everything at the same time. If there was one recipe, I think it would be easier to give, but for some reason it looks that you don't need anything at the same time. You need quite a few ingredients, and we never know which one is missing. So just do whatever you can, because it's what you want to realize this life. And also ask questions like that, you see, like that. And don't forget that if you do all that, it's because you don't want to touch I am not realized, after all, because this is the main concept. But if it is still not concrete to you, if it doesn't speak to you, then you do whatever you like, and one day then you can question the base. Because the root is that I am born. Okay, we do like you said.
And I can question I am born, but I cannot question I am realized, because I'm not. It's not possible that now I am.
That's why you are. But you listen too much to your mind. That's why I say use all the tools you can to try to give another direction to your mind. That's all I say. Yeah? And then we see. Yeah? Quietened? You are quietened? No, I don't know, my eyes are there. Hmm? When we are lovers of experiences, then that makes it difficult. Huh? Okay. Don't worry, have a great chai, you are all realized anyway.